Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Latina Marie. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the new Morphe palette. I got my hands on this over the weekend, so I'm so excited to try this out because I really don't have a lot of colorful, bright, loud palettes. I have the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil, but it's not like bold and bright and just as colorful and bright and loud as I would want it to be. It's a nice palette. I love it. I use it all the time. But this is just a lot more colorful. It's really the rainbow. So I'm excited to use this. It is 25 colors. It is the Live in Color palette. This is, I think, limited for the month of June. I'm not sure if it's limited, but I know that it is for Pride Month, which is June, and 100% of the proceeds for this palette and the brush set that they have to match this is also going to the LGBTQ community. So LGBTQ community. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. But I think that's amazing. I expressed it when I paid for this. I just think it's amazing that they're choosing to put all the proceeds towards a good cause. I don't think anybody should ever feel like they're not themselves or uncomfortable or whatever it is. And if donating to the situation can improve getting more groups and more communities and more just everything, functions and everything, to be able to communicate and to make a change and have a safe space, because that's really what it's about, having a safe space to be who you are and to do the things that you want to do and feel comfortable doing them and not have to worry about being judged or feeling like somebody's looking at you weird. Or, I mean, I know some people don't care, and it's normally people who are trans or gay or unidentified who really don't care what people think, and I think that's amazing. But there are those few who just aren't comfortable with either coming out or being themselves out in public or whatever the case may be. So being able to have things like this where you can just donate to be able to support the situation or the cause or whatever it is amazing. So thank you, Morphe, for doing that. I myself am not a part of that community, but I love everyone. I try to express that I don't care about, I don't care, I don't understand it. I could go on, honestly, for days about how much I don't understand why it's a problem what people do. Like, I will never understand racism. I will never understand sexism. I will never understand any ism. I will never understand how someone can feel like they're better. Why do you care who's in my bed? Why do you care what clothes I'm wearing? Why do you care? Like, why? Why are you putting so much effort into what someone else is doing that it causes you to have a hate for them? Like, I will never understand it. Even with being an African-American woman and knowing that racism is real and seeing things like the When They See Us. Oh my gosh, such an amazing movie, but the worst movie I've ever seen at the same time. So it's like, things like that is like, I will never understand it. And knowing that things like that happen, I still don't have a hate for white people. I still don't have a hate for people who have hate for anybody else. Anybody who's not like you doesn't mean that it's time to start being negative or it's time to start showing hate towards them. Like I said, I could go on for hours, days, talking about how much I don't understand it, how much I am so against people just being ridiculously ignorant, because that's what it comes down to. You're just seriously ignorant. And the people who raised you and allowed you to think that way are just as ignorant. And it sucks that some people really are just raised like that, and some people just don't know any better, but it's still ignorance. And it's like, how could you live in this world and not know that you're not the only type of person out there, you know? So I applaud Morphe for that. And I know that other brands and other companies have done things as well, as far as like giving proceeds to a certain type of charity or group or support system or whatever it may be, and I applaud them as well. But right now I'm talking about Morphe, so I'm ready to get into this because I love colors and I've been waiting for this palette, so I'm ready to get to it. But before we get into this, make sure if you are not subscribed to my channel that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. I would truly appreciate it if you would help my channel grow. It would mean the world to me. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for coming back and finding my videos interesting enough to click on this one. I truly do appreciate it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know that you love it. Let's get into this palette. I'm so excited. Like, I really wanted to dip into it last night, and I was like, no, I just have to wait because I got it yesterday. So I wanted to dip into it last night, and I was really excited. If anybody knows, please let me know if this is a limited palette for just Pride Month. If it is, I think that's amazing as well, because then it allows people to get out and get it and donate and support the cause. So that's amazing. But this is what the palette looks like, which is absolutely beautiful. Like, I love the holographic look to it. It's amazing, and the colors is just beautiful. And this is what the back looks like. Nothing special about that. I know that some people care about ingredients and things like that, because that was something that I was looking for, and in the store I did pick up the palette to see if it was on the back, but it's not. It's on the back of the box. So if you are interested in ingredients and things like that, it's on the back of the box. So here's the palette. I'm so excited. Oh wow. So I didn't know that it was going to have a big mirror inside, and it does, as you can see what I'm filming on, a chair, a stool. But I love that. I love that it's got a huge mirror, because my setup, especially right now, has changed so much from what it was before I moved into this apartment. And so this really helps me to be able to do my makeup. Of course, there's this protector, and then the mirror has a protector on it as well, I'm noticing. So I'll peel that off. Oh my gosh. This is a huge mirror, you guys. I love palettes with mirrors in them, and normally big palettes don't have mirrors in them. I don't know if they're just, if it costs too much to do that or what the case may be, but I love it. But on the top of the palette it says "Make Life Colorful," and I definitely will, because I love colors. So this is what the palette looks like. I flipped it upside down so that you don't keep getting that reflection of the mirror. And I don't know if you can tell, but there are names on the palette, which I love when it's like that and not on the protector, because I lose my protectors all the time. I don't know the names of any of my other big Morphe palettes, because all of the colors were on the protector and I lost them or threw them away, just because I don't keep track of them like that. So I love that the names are on the palette, and they have, as I can see, some really good names. I'll go through them real quick. Milk Pride, Art 1978, Liberation, Stonewall, Culture, Hashtag Love Wins, SF, Rise Up, Sunlight, Life, Sexuality, Truth, Harmony, Healing, Activism, I can't say that word. Activism. There we go. Activism. Make Magic, Peace, Gilbert, Thrive, Nature, Art, Parade, and NYC. So now I'm just going to get into it. I'm not going to talk through what I'm doing, because I want to be creative, and it's kind of hard to be creative when I'm trying to explain to you guys what I'm doing. But I'll do my look, and then I'll come back and I'll talk to you guys about what colors I used and why, and all of that, and how I feel about the palette. So I'm so excited. So I'm going to get into this. Okay, I am back and I am looking pretty festive. I really like it. Okay, so I have a few complaints about, well, not complaints, but things to say about the palette. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. I have a few things to say about the palette. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the colors. If you need a reminder of what it looks like, this is what the palette looks like. It is very, very colorful, and I absolutely love that. I was super excited about the yellow because I have I have two different rainbow type palettes that take me back to Brazil. It's supposed to be like a festive type colorful palette, and I also have one from e.l.f. 18 Wonders palette, and it has 18 colorful colors in it: blues, reds, oranges, and a yellow. I am excited about yellow shadows, pressed pigments, whatever, when I can get them and find them, because I don't have a lot that really work. Again, this was a fail as far as the yellow because it does not show up on me. I don't know if it's pressed pigments that just aren't great for my skin tone or whatever it is, but the yellows just don't show up, and that's a disappointment for me because I love yellow, and I feel like I could do some really amazing looks with yellow eyeshadows. The only thing is I could finesse it and make it work for me. I just feel like sometimes I shouldn't have to do all that, but you know, it is what it is as far as that. I can deal with the fact that one color just isn't working for me, and it's the yellow, the color that I really, really wanted to work for me, but it's just not working as well as I wanted it to. I don't know if you guys are picking up what this look is, but I put purple on the outside and the inside of my eyelid and used green in the middle, and did the same thing over here with red and yellow, and then I used blue underneath this eyelid or on the lower lash, and orange on this lower lash. Now, another issue that I had with the palette is that the orange is very, very, it's not as pigmented as the rest of the colors. I'll say that. It's not as pigmented as the rest of the colors, and it's not as orange. It's more of a peachy color, so I mixed it with the red, but then it just came out looking more red. So, I don't know, I guess I could figure out how to make that work, again, finesse it. But outside of that, I don't really have an issue with the orange color. It's just, I think orange might be a difficult color to make shadows with, because I don't really see a lot of orange. I mean, you see them, but I don't see them, you know, if that makes sense. It doesn't, but it does. Outside of those two things, I really love the palette. It's just that those two colors just didn't work out the way that I wanted them to, but I'm perfectly fine with it. It's not that big of a deal to me. I know that some people were upset that there's not a matte blue in the palette, but I didn't have a problem with that either. I used Harmony under my lower lash line, and it's not that shimmery to where it was like, oh my gosh, this is just gonna throw everything off, because every other color that I used was a matte shade, and it didn't tear the look apart or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine without there being a matte blue in the palette. I was okay with it. It didn't bother me at all. So I love the palette. I think it's a beautiful palette. I think Morphe did an amazing job with this palette, and I am so happy that I'm able to be a part of the cause and the community at that by just buying a palette and doing what I do every day anyway. So I'm really excited that people have been supporting it. I know that they have raised a lot of money for the cause of this palette and for Pride Month, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, I think more companies and more people just need to get more involved in everything that's going on in the world, as far as like different communities being able to have a safe space. And that's what is important, people being able to have a safe space wherever they are, you know. So I'm really excited about that. I'm happy that I was able to bring my contribution to it and to show you guys a festive look. I didn't want to go with the traditional orange, red, and blue, or orange, red, and yellow on one side, blue, green, and purple on one side, because I've done that look so many times. So I tried to do something different, and in person it looks pretty different and fun, and on camera I don't know if it's picking up what I'm seeing, but yeah. So I'm happy that I did this. I'm happy that I bought the palette. I love it. You guys are probably going to be seeing it a lot because I really do like the palette, and there are a lot of colors in here that I don't just own in other palettes. I don't own that much makeup that I have every single color in palette land, so I'm excited to have this one. I've been wanting a colorful palette for a really long time, so I'm excited for that. Oh, and I used Stonewall for my highlighter, and I think it turned out really nice. It's a little more glittery than I like my highlighter to be, but it's okay for this look. It works, honestly. It works really nice, and I think it looks really good, and it gives me a fresh look. So I like it. If you guys like it, let me know with a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it if you would join the family and allow my channel to grow. It would mean the world to me. I love you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.